Today is the 8th of December. It's a special day on the calendar, and let's go inside the Fisk doors to see what's on the Living Advent calendar. Come on in with me. Today is not actually a feast in the Episcopal calendar, but in much of the Christian world, today is a very important feast. It's the feast of the Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary, or as it's often called, the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And to celebrate and keep this feast in our Living Advent calendar, I want to bring you all the way into the church to share something with you. Some people have a hard time celebrating this feast because the doctrine of the Immaculate Conception claims that Mary herself was conceived without the stain of original sin. And that opens up lots of theological questions that there is no room to address on a Living Advent calendar. So what I want to say is that all feasts of Mary, including today, are really feasts of love. They're feasts when we declare our love for Mary, because Mary always points to her son Jesus, and because Mary herself was the first ever to say yes to Christ in God, yes to Christ in her heart, and the only one ever in history to literally say yes to Christ in her womb, in her body, so that she could bear Christ to the world for the sake of the world and for God's love. Every feast of Mary is really a feast of our Lord when we celebrate the gift of God's love in giving us his Son, Jesus Christ. And today is no exception. And any time that we celebrate love, we think about the person we love and we delve as deeply into their life and experience as we can. It's certainly common for people who are in love to remember important milestones, important anniversary dates. And today is no different. Because of our love for Mary, we remember even this date, the date of her conception, the date when her own parents began to imagine bringing her into the world, and when God may have begun to imagine his ministry with Mary as he would send the angel Gabriel to Mary to ask her to bear his son in the world. And so on today, I want to share with you a very special gift that's recently been given to the parish, and it's behind me. It is the gift of a banner, a Marian banner, to replace a banner that was that has been in disrepair for many years, and an anonymous parishioner commissioned this banner to be made for St. Mark's, and it's just recently arrived at the end of last week, in fact. It was designed and made by Davis Dambley, our own parishioner, who is a marvelous liturgical artist, and who designed this banner so that it could be hung on the very impressive, tall, long blue pole topped with a crown, a golden crown, that held the original Marian banner of this parish. It depicts Our Lady holding the Blessed Child in her arms, with his arms outstretched to the world, and includes the words in Latin, Ave Maria, Hail Mary. Part of the prayers that we recite every day in this church. We recite the prayers of the Angelus 3 times a day, most days in this church, saying the Hail Mary numerous times as part of the Angelus prayers. And as is so often the custom in Anglo-Catholic parishes, we give thanks for Mary. We delight in Mary. We love Mary, which is why we're happy to celebrate a feast like the Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary today. We celebrate it because we want at every opportunity to express our love to God for giving us the gift of his Son. And giving us that gift through the motherhood of Mary reminds us of Christ's humanity. It reminds us of the great gift of womanhood and motherhood that has been given to women, and that God deliberately included in the gift of his Son, Jesus, by asking Mary to allow Christ to be born of her. And so we give thanks today for this great gift. We give thanks for this new banner at St. Mark's, and we hope that you have a very blessed day.